Miss Swan's house is
Okay, now
a lot cleaner.
now it's recording your.
Oh, it's recording me too.
It records everything that we're saying and everything that's.
Oh,
Get
So
up.
the house has turned into a revelation. I understand.
it's getting there. It's getting better. Jen is throwing out a lot of stuff and cleaning up the house.
I
And
wonder what motivated her to do that.
well, Fernando, he's got a cornerstone on wisdom. Although I hate to admit that, because
She's doing a close up of.
I know I keep seeing your forehead. He says that the reason why she's doing it is because I said, well, it's because of a man, and he said, oh no, it's because of a woman. And I went, because of a woman? And he said, yes, Jen is doing all of this because Tam has a girlfriend now. So all of these changes aren't because of a man, it's because Tam has a girlfriend, and
That's
Tam,
very rich.
that's very wealthy and has supposedly a beautiful home not too far from the Berkshires over in New York. Has a fabulous home with like tennis courts and beautifully landscaped, and so now Jen is embarrassed of her mother's house because it was always such a mess. So she's trying to clean up the house now to compete with Tam's girlfriend.
Oh, I see. Tam's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a threesome.
No.
No, not like that. No,
No.
not a threesome. But Tam's got another relationship
It's
with
separate.
a woman, with a younger Jewish woman. She's about 28 or 29.
Is that the rich girl?
She's very wealthy. She comes from a very wealthy family. Yes.
The parents had a big apartment in Central Park, and they just decided to get another next door so the girl could be there.
I'm curious to meet Tam because he must have something. I mean, to conquer a woman like Jennifer, she's beautiful
Yeah.
and she's educated, and I mean, she's not a common person. And now he gets a younger one and rich. He must do something.
Yeah, but there's one thing about Tam. He's only ever had 2 women in his life.
Oh,
Jen was his first, and now it took him 12 years to get another. 12 or 13 years.
maybe that's what attracts them, the innocence.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe because he's not into sex and he's so.
Well, it's not that he's not into sex, because according to Jen, with the new girl,
He's into sex now.
yes.
But he's all very calm. He's like a priest. When you see him, he's just like so calm.
Well, I wouldn't even. You mean like an Eastern priest, not a Catholic? I've seen some.
a priest, a monk.
Yes, yeah, he
Like,
is.
like a sage.
Like a
Yes,
sage, yeah.
yes, yeah.
He
He's just
smiles, he doesn't say much.
yes.
He's very zen.
And Jen,
Well, that's you're describing Rodolfo, but he's not the same.
No, I would never associate Rodolfo with zen.
that's you're terrible. He's Zen.
He's quiet. He doesn't say much.
Well, he's Zen in a sort of high-tech internet age sort of way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Poor Rodolfo.
Well-
Well, Ricardo's not Zen. He's Action City. He's like a walk. It's like
No.
on fire all the time.
There's nothing I would associate with
You
Ricardo.
want to hear the latest about Ricardo?
Oh Lord.
He's now running in a group of 400 motorcyclists.
He's
You
in a
know
gang
what-
now.
You know what kind of people are?
Yeah, like the Harley Davidson kind of type. What's
Uh-huh.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Like the Hell Angels.
Hell's Angels. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, yeah.
So he's in Daytona Beach right now with, I don't know, what, some kind of convention or party of
Oh, great.
motorcycles. And he keeps sending me pictures since yesterday. I'm here. He's
Oh.
having a, yeah, poor thing.
No, I wasn't going, oh, poor thing. I was thinking, oh, that's nice. That makes him happy. And I think it's nice he's sending you pictures.
Yeah, he keeps contact.
Oh.
Well,
But
Eric was telling me the other day. I mean, I wish I would record what he says because he was like, "Oh, religion is the drug of the masses. People trying to get just a thrill or something, but they don't know how. But some people get it by traveling. They like the movement." And he says, "I like to be in my bicycle because I get that religious feeling of you're moving, you're seeing the world pass by." Um, so each person, people, he's like, well, people can get that thrill by walking in the woods, and so I'm thinking of him now because Ricardo, the motorcycle, the power of the motorcycle, the place moving, he's so tormented that he must get
Also a sense of freedom.
a thrill out of being in this
yeah.
motorcycle. And,
hmm
and then he found a whole bunch of tormented people from Vietnam, I'm sure, to hang out with.
I know he's running in his group. There is an attorney, a well-known attorney.
Well,
I know
at Intelsat,
he was an
attorneys,
engineer.
yes,
And this,
lots of attorneys, engineers, people that are very serious during the week, they
hmm
belong to these groups because I know at Intelsat, lots of people would have $50,000 motorcycles, and all they did during the weekend was run
Yeah, and
around
there
with
is
all these
this
groups.
Italian man with his wife. He's in his 60s.
Hmm.
He seems to have adopted Ricardo. Uh,
So it might be a better group, even though they're crazy. At least they're
there
educated.
is one Boricua, one Puerto Rican guy who doesn't drink.
Hmm.
He's the one he would be driving because they rented a trailer.
To take the
And
motorcycles.
they put the motorcycles in a trailer and they went to Daytona Beach. And they stay in a hotel.
Another thing is that this sounds expensive.
I know. I don't know where he gets the money because he's always complaining he doesn't have enough money to pay the house, and now he goes to Daytona Beach to have fun. I don't understand it. But anyway, I only hope that something good comes out of this. I only hope and pray that he finds a woman who understands him, who loves him for what he is, and doesn't try to change him because he's not going to change. He's 44.
Grandma is responding. The screen is getting lighter, and now it got dark. Hi, Grandma.
I hadn't seen this in a long time, this
Yeah,
going
you say, I
against.
hope he gets a woman light. Of course, you talking about serious stuff with that makeup. I hope I'm going to, if I show this to somebody, I hope he finds a decent woman. See the light.
Yes. Yes, I know you're recording this.
Because I raised him the proper way. This is my mother.
Despite what you see here, I'm not like that.
I'm a serious woman. And I raised them
I hope he grows up.
with my principles.
No, because I know that Alejandra doesn't love him. I mean, she went to Orlando with her sister. And I asked him, why don't you take Alejandra with you? Take her along. And he said, Mama, she doesn't want to come with me.
She's so pretentious and she doesn't even know how to be pretentious, so it's a mess.
But instead, she went to Orlando with her sister. Like a revenge. But anyway, I don't think he loves her either. He's just compromising.
Well, she said she won't leave and that she will sue him, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so you had a good time in Montreal?
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was a good time. It's expensive there, but well, I mean, you know, it is Canada. I mean, it's one of the nicest countries in the world. So yeah, it was lovely. I loved it. That
It's expensive like Paris.
Like Paris?
yeah,
Like if you have a coffee and sandwich, $20.
right.
Uh,
Well, what?
In any regular, you know, little cafe.
But what?
despite of that, you got a few shirts and you went to restaurants and all that, right?
I did. I'm on
Did
this.
it?
I'm on this merry-go-round only once, so I wanna live it up. And yeah, I got a few little gifts for myself, a little treat to myself because you know my promotion finally went through at work. So and I wanted a few things for the office, and you know, a couple of nice outfits for work, and yeah, and the food up in Montreal was wonderful.
Yeah.
I took Fernando we went to a Polish restaurant the first night, and I tried the tripe soup.
Mondongo, I forgot to tell you.
Tripe?
Uh-huh.
Really?
It was really
It was
good.
so good. I'd never had tripe soup before. Oh,
It was like a Venezuela mondongo.
Really?
It was really good.
it was
The mondongo, you know, had been boiled for like 10 hours, so it wasn't gummy. It was all like soft. And it came in a soup. But it was little. In Venezuela, you have like a dish like that, but like a huge bowl. It
Like a
was,
salad.
yeah, like a, you know, the whole quart of it. But this was very good.
And the hotel that we stayed in had a beautiful view. We were up high, and it had a beautiful view of the city. And yeah, I mean, it was cold there, wasn't it? It started to snow the last day we were there. So,
Oh, yeah?
but it was like being in. It looked like an American city populated by Europeans. The city looked American.
No fats, no tacky dress.
Yeah, and then of course French everywhere, which of course that just made it all fabulous. And the coffee was wonderful. I loved it.
Fernando, did you get a chance to talk in French?
Yeah,
Huh? You did? Really?
we both did.
Because everybody talks to you in French immediately. It's the
Yeah.
first thing they do.
Yeah,
So,
Oh.
but yeah, I could understand more than, you know, because when they say, oh yes, the sandwich comes with the soup, blah 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 blah, blah, I'm like, okay. Je voudrais le sandwich et le soupe, s'il vous plaît. And so now they couldn't find out that I really didn't speak. They're like, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Merci.
Merci beaucoup.
yeah.
So, and then I think we looked like we were from there because people are asking us for directions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we're like, no, we're not from here. Sorry.
Had you ever? I never did find out. Was that your first time there? You just said you weren't sure whether you'd ever been. You couldn't remember.
I think I've been there.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, many of those buildings were not there because it's 30 years ago.
Oh, right.
I was like, yes, I have been here, but these buildings were not here.
Oh, okay.
But the old town, the old part, I remember.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay.
I don't even remember where you went originally.
To
Where you went
Toronto.
the first time.
Toronto. Oh, where I went the first time I came here? Culver.
No. When you went to Canada.
Toronto.
Toronto?
Yes, I was in Toronto.
Okay.
I was
Is
in...
that for the roof?
Yes, where the roof collapsed. See, she remembers that part. All I remember was my father screaming because I remember that it was $1 a minute. And we would talk like 3 times a week, like an hour. And then the bill came and my father screamed.
You would be talking to your father, or you'd be talking to your
To
mom?
my mother.
Oh, your mother. I was
We
gonna-
talked for like an hour. So Like this, I was there for a long time. I stayed there until November, I remember. And my mother would call and she would say, listen, we can't talk anymore. Your father is pissed. He's so mad. But we would talk anyway. But yeah, I like that. That's the longest, I think, because I stayed like May through November. I remember I arrived. But we went to many places around. But the thing is that it's so long ago. Weird the things I remember. I remember the roof. I remember the dog. They had this little dog, and the woman said, listen to this. And she says, we have to, let's give Lucy a BATH. And the dog would go and hide under the sofa.
Yeah.
Let's
You only
give,
sound the word.
yeah, let's give her a BATH. And she would hide. I don't know if I told you this part, because Michael was saying, did you ever tell her this? I was like, I don't think so. But remember you said, oh, it has to have a piano so he can. And then when you found out that it didn't have a piano, you wanted me to move. You called the school and you're like, he needs a piano. But then I told you, no, it's fine here. It was a crazy house. But the woman, Mrs. Key, she was like this redneck, Canadian redneck, and she had all these children, these sons, but the sons were like 40, and she was like 70, 75. And every afternoon when I came from school, she would be smoking marijuana with her children watching soap operas.
Oh my God.
I think that part I never told you.
I would applaud immediately to rescue you.
I'm a child! I arrived there and she watched all the soap opera. She would start like at 12 until 6. She would watch them all. Smoking marijuana.
Were they American or Canadians?
Canadians.
Oh, really?
And her children were like
No,
this.
American soap operas or Canadian soap operas?
I think like All My Children, I
Oh,
remember
okay.
was one.
Okay, yes, that's American.
All My Children and General Hospital, because I watched a couple too. So I would sit there, and her children were these truck drivers with tattoos and bodybuilders, really buff, and they would be smoking marijuana with Mrs. Key, and then she would finish, and then she would make a big dinner. I never told you that part, did I?
No.
No. I was like, she'll get me
Your
out of.
mother doesn't look exactly too thrilled at
Kind
learning
of
this.
late now. It's kind of late.
30 years later, I thought I'll tell her when I'm very old, maybe. But she was really nice. I mean, very, very. She always cook, and she knew I like omelets, so she would make me sandwiches every time before going to school. No, don't spend your money, and she would make me sandwiches. And when I came, she would make me lunch and then dinner. And you wanted me to be exposed to the American ways, so that was very American kind of.
Well, it was
way.
Canadian.
Yeah, but
it
they
was
were-
a Canadian pot smoking ways.
And then when the roof collapsed, she's like, "Oh, okay, move into this other one," because it was a huge house, lots of rooms.
I'm trying to remember why I sent you to Canada.
Why did you send me to all these places?
To learn English, wasn't it?
I know, but she sent me to a military academy, to a university in San Leo College, to each year she sent me to some. I think you saw advertisements in the newspaper, and then you would. I think that's how you found out, isn't it? They
I
would,
don't know,
they
I
would, or
remember.
like, I don't know, country club magazines where people send their children, and then you would clip it. Oh, this year you're going to Canada. I would be like, okay. Hurry up, you can't go to finals because you have to go to Canada. So I was all stressed out. I couldn't go to finals because I was leaving early. And one year I had to do a final, and everybody's freaking out. It was chemistry. Oh, you have to go. I think it was that trip. You have to go to Canada. What are we going to do? And then my father hired a Spanish chemical engineer that came to the house from 8 in the morning until 5. It's not like I was failing. It's just that you have to have 95, 90 or 95 not to go to finals. And the problem is, if you went to finals, you had to stay. And then it's good that this final was before I left, but people had to go to finals. So I had this guy, and he's teaching me more than what I need. I remember I got 100, and then I left to Canada. I think it's that time, because I think it was so.
Wow. Well, I understand you're visiting, so I'm looking forward to seeing you. And if I may make a suggestion, Mrs. Varisco, I might want to remove that before you go to the airport. What's on your forehead, because I don't think you'll get through the scanner. But it's just a suggestion.
I will do something more subtle.
I'll keep the rhinestone.
What is going on in Washington? What is good to watch the week that I'm going to be there?
I haven't seen any. Well.
Oh, you're going to be here she'll be here during the election. You'll be here during the election.
Yeah, I'm going to vote before I go.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
At the Kennedy Center, I saw this. It's called War Horse, but I don't know until when. I'll have to see. If you want to see something, I can look around and see what's happening.
There's Toby.
Yeah.
But you know, in DC, it's always ooh. Actually, this is the Queen Mary. This is where my friend that took me went to.
Oh.
For the Queen Mary in the thing.
Mm.
When you go to these events, I think it's good to see this playbill, because this ballet that we saw, because we didn't read it because we were talking, we were so confused as to what was happening, because it was like a modern production. And I was like, Susanna, I don't understand who these fluorescent people are. And she's like, I don't know either, but they are beautiful, aren't they?
I would like to see a musical.
A musical? There might be musicals in either Arena Stage. There is a theater that I've never been to called Strathmore, which is like where you used to live in... What's the station you used to live?
In Shady Grove.
No, before. Twinbrook? No. Grosvenor. She lived in several. She lived in each one of the.
In each station. Yeah.
after Friendship.
Shady Grove.
After Friendship Heights.
Grosvenor.
After Friendship Heights, she lived in all the other ones. There is a theater called Strathmore there, and they have shows there. They usually have nice ones in Arena Stage. I've seen a couple there. I can find out and see what's happening.
Toby!
Oh,
look at his face.
Toby!
Toby, mira.
Toby!
Para las orejitas.
You have a mustache, sort of. Toby! Toby! Hey, Toby! Toby! Where is he?
Now, I wonder why he doesn't...
He doesn't recognize the...
But he must recognize the voice, doesn't he?
Toby! I don't know where he is. why am I here?
Suspira.
He's like, I give up.
All right, well, I'll leave you two alone. It was nice talking to you, Mrs. Varisco. In all your jewels.
Take care.
Absolutely. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, or less than a week. It's about a week, isn't it?
Yeah, about a week. Yeah.
Okay, see you in a week then.
Okay.
Stay gorgeous.
Take care.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Estaba haciendo yoga hace un rato. Se está agarrando.
Dile que empieza a macerar el pollo para cuando yo llegue.
She says you can start marinating the chicken for when she comes.
You're bad, Mrs. Varisco.
I'm making.
I see where Fernando got those.
Make sure you put it in the fridge. Don't leave it outside.
Or we'll have fermented chicken. I'm sure we had that at Miss Swan's.
Did you tell your mother I have with my health problem, my plantar fasciitis, and I've been doing my stretches?
He has plantar fasciitis now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's very painful.
Yeah.
Alejandra has that.
Really?
What is he doing for that?
Stretches.
He has stretches and he bought a wrap yesterday, and the doctor is going to build a support.
An orthotic for my shoe.
Yeah.
No, you can get one of those at the Dr. Scholl's at any Walgreens.
Sí, pero este como que se lo van a hacer para su pie. So, I think.
Yeah, I went to one of those doctors last week, and I was supposed to clean my shoes so that they could cut the lift, but they wanted $80 for that. Never mind, forget it. No,
Well, the ones in Walgreens,
I bought a ready-made.
they're like what, 20? Like 20?
No, $15.
15?
Yeah. Mira, hijo, ¿qué te iba a decir?
Le escribí a tu tenant si podía empezar a trabajar desde de a poquito en el apartamento, pero no me ha respondido. Yo pensé, me va a decir que no. Bueno.
Y quería pintar el baño, ¿no?
Sí, lo que pasa es que el baño, bueno, tú viste, es como que
Está amarillo, ¿no?
es amarillo. Yo pensé a lo mejor dejarlo de ese color o más crema o gris. Pero es como que le echó pintura y como que no le puso primer y entonces la pintura se empezó a pelar. Entonces hay como que un día pelarlo y echarle spackling y dejarlo que se seque. El otro día lijarlo.
Y si le ponemos un papel de vinil.
También podría ser, pero de todas maneras hay que pelarlo y echarle el spackling. A menos que se pele todo, no sé, pero es algo que llevaría días. Entonces, y ella pintó 2 paredes, entonces le dije que las pintara otra vez del color.
Sí, yo vi el correo que le mandaron.
Y la alfombra, que a lo mejor hay que cambiar esa alfombra. El aire acondicionado también no sé si está bien, pero a ella nunca le importó mucho el aire. Bueno, tiene ahí como 5 años, ¿no?
Sí, la misma mujer, sí.
Solamente creo que es la segunda desde que lo tienes. Ah, no, es el tercero. Es la tercera desde que lo tienes. Así que, bueno, por lo menos tiene la cocina, todo el faucet y todo eso es nuevo.
Y la nevera también.
La nevera no es nuevecita, pero sí creo que la cambiamos hace como 2, 3 años.
Pero
Sí.
esa fue la que tú tenías que le pasaste para allá.
Ah, sí, pero es medio nueva.
Mm,
Sí, la cocina se ve bien. Ay, tiene una luz nueva también, que es bien bonita. Lo que pasa es que para mostrar eso, me gustaría mostrarlo antes de que ella se vaya, pero es que ella tiene eso tan desastroso que,
sí.
bueno, si no se lo arreglo yo antes de mostrarlo, pero no se muestra bien. Yo estaba pensando por lo menos ponerlo 1500 o 1600. ¿Qué vas a decir?
Voy a preguntarte. ¿Has visto a Nori? ¿Te ha llamado?
Bueno, hablé con ella, sí, ese día que le entró por llamar.
Ajá.
Y después pasé cuando iba al ballet,
Ujú.
como estaba yo de chaqueta y camisa y tuve todo el día arreglándome para que Susan me viera. Y me dice, well, you look very spiffy.
Spiffy.
Ah, well, my goodness, you look very spiffy. Y entonces la vi, pero el tema ahora era de Dan Brown o... ¿Dan Brown?
El
El, de-
decorador.
el decorador. Primero me dice que el tipo vivía en una mansión. Hay una mansión que por aquí mismo, tú la debes saber dónde está
Es
una.
un carriage house.
Es detrás de donde Michael y Michael me dice, I wouldn't want to live there, pero sí se nota, yo creo, tengo que verlo, si es una propiedad grande. Que la estaban vendiendo por 5 millones. Y,
Ahora está de los más amiga con el butler. El butler es
y
un tipo que
que
también.
íntima del que vino y le dijo, siéntate, vamos a hablar. Y
Ay, Dios mío, qué historias tan inauditas.
va a dejar pobre a Isabel Allende.
Sí.
Ella podría escribir con todas sus historias.
Ay, qué barbaridad.
Entonces lo único que quería hablar era de eso y que el tipo no le había terminado el trabajo, era porque estaba muy deprimido, porque se le había muerto el partner y había vendido el avión y había vendido todo porque ya no quería vivir más, por eso fue que no le terminó la casa.
Ah, y yo se lo dije, ese no fue el tipo que no te terminó el...
El trabajo.
Y ahí parecía una logra pisada por el rabo, hablando. Ay, Dios mío, Tanori. Entonces no lo has visto de las orejas, de la operación que se hizo en las orejas.
Déjame parar este aquí. Hold on.